Can you hear me, Jason? My mic on?
Yep, you're good. I'm clicking it live now because it's going to take a minute. I don't want to be late.
No, because people there don't have blocks. Can't do anything they don't have. Hey, Deanna. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm logging out.
Hey, Doug, Dino, did you have to get the text? It's in the other line. Thank you.
I'm good, Jason, if you want to rock and roll. That's yours. No, that's your chair.
Exactly. The towel thing is not.
So is the microphone, though. So the more you fuss, the whole all of Trilogy all over the country is going to hear you fuss. So just remember that. We're already live. Yeah. Hi, guys. So being that our lodge is reopened and we're teaching online, we have live students that can come in now. None of them wanted to be on camera, so they're all on the other side of the camera over here. So if you hear voices, it's just them probably fussing about tight muscles or something, or cheering us on and hand clapping, I don't know. But we are live, and it's good to see you guys for stretch class today. Because I have students in class, you get to hear me through this fabulous face mask. But if you're ready to rock, I'm ready to rock. Let's go ahead and pin those shoulders back, pin them down, and let's go ear to shoulder. Good. From this position, left to right. And up and down. Awesome. Hands out in front, wrist bent back. Bring those arms into your body, wrist bent down, back and forth. Good. Let's bring those arms into our side, make fists and big circles. Switch directions. Palms up. Bring those hands towards the face, inwards, and extend them out. Scoop and throw it away. Scoop and throw it away. Good. From here, let's pinch those shoulder blades back behind us and round them all the way out. Pinch and round. Good. Arms extended out. One high, one low. And bring those hands towards each other in the back. Out. And towards each other. Try to keep postured up. Don't hunch down to try to touch those fingers. Nice straight spine. Good. Let's relax those arms down again. I'm going to take one arm and we're going to shrug that shoulder all the way up to our ear. Then we're going to roll that shoulder forward. Roll that shoulder back and bring it back down and alternate sides. Up and over, back and down. Good. All right. Take big arm circles. Yeah, don't whack anything. And switch directions. Excellent. Good. From here, we're going to rotate shoulders right at the rib sections. We're going to twist shoulders over hips. Keep those hips stable. Only rotating at the ribs. Good. Hands on hips. Hip circles. And switch directions. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, hopefully you got yourself a chair and or a wall right by you. We're going to take that chair and we're going to put it on our side. So you want to make that chair on one side of your body. It doesn't matter which side you start on. We'll switch. From this position, the chair is going to be used to help us with a little balance if you need it. We're going to take our outside leg, the leg farthest away from the chair, and want to step around to the front and cross it over. And then we're going to take our hips and we're going to push our hips back behind us as we push them behind. If you need that chair for balance, you can hold on. Otherwise, we're going to lower by pushing those hips back as far as we can get them. It's not important that you get to the ground. It's important that you sit deep into your hips. Good. We're going to bring those hips all the way forward. Now with that chair that we have next to us, we're going to shift our weight over onto it. So we're just going to lean, post that arm out and lean onto that chair and then sink your hip towards it. Make sure those hips are tucked up and under. Don't push your hips back behind. We want to be up nice and tall as we sit our hips into that chair, stretching right down that iliac crest. Hips that way. No, your feet are fine. You need to lean your hips in towards the chair. You're leaning the wrong direction, Carol. You need to push your hips towards the chair. Like you're trying to bump the chair with your hip. There you go. Good. From there, go ahead and push yourself away. We're going to take that free hand that's on the chair and that foot that's behind us. I want to squat down a little bit and get a hold of our shoe, our shin, shoelaces, pants, whatever you can. Let's pull up into that quad stretch. Good. We're going to release that foot. We're going to swing it around to the front and pick it up above the knee. Get a hold of that shin again, and we're going to sit back into our hips. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see. You don't need to turn sideways, but sit backwards into your hip. Don't push down over your knee, but backwards. Keep that spine straight. The emphasis of this stretch should be in that cross-legged hip. Good. Take that hip back up underneath you and bring that foot down. We want to take our chair and want to move it to the other side. So again, just a little bit away, but you should still be able to reach that chair for balance. Take the outside leg, step over. Then we're going to push those hips back behind us. From here, let's push those hips right back underneath us. Hand out onto that chair. Hips tucked up under. And then we're going to lean into that. Again, remember to keep those hips engaged forward. It's not the same stretch if we're bending over. We want to have those hips all the way forward and under us before we lean them in. Good, guys. Push those hips back away. Let's reach down to that back leg. Grab a hold and pull up. Good, let's release that foot. Remember, bring it around up above the knee. Brace that shin and sit back into your hips. Let's go ahead and bring that hip back forward and bring that foot down. Good. Now, hopefully you got that towel, that strap, that belt, sweatshirt, something that you can extend out. We're going to get a hold of this just outside of our shoulder width. Lock those arms out. And we're going to bring that up and stretch back with those straight arms. Don't let those elbows bend. Keep nice and straight as you go back and forth. Good. All right, guys, from here, let go of your strap with one hand, and you're going to bring it right behind your neck. So you're holding right behind your neck. You're going to take your other hand, and you're going to re-grab right at the low back. From here, take that low hand, and you're going to pull that hand down, getting that upper arm to come up into the stretch, tucked up by your head. Good. Now switching directions, take that upper hand and lift that high, tucking your low arm up under your shoulder blades. Once you have that arm tucked up, you can take that strap and bring it over your shoulder. Well, we got a nice day. You can still talk. They don't have to see you. Bring that hand up. Then like you're drying off your back. Let's take those two moves and just go up and down, right into that point of stretch. Good. We're going to release the low hand, and we're going to replace it. Take that high hand now and bring it to the bottom. And first thing is to pull down that low hand, tucking that arm up. Good. Let's take that upper hand, pull that lower arm up and under those shoulder blades until you get some tension in the front of that shoulder socket. Remember to work on your posture, chest up high, back straight. Should definitely help emphasize that stretch into the shoulder. Good. Bring that arm up. Let's dry that back off. Up and down. Excellent. All right, let's release that. Bring that strap back around. I'm going to use the strap for one more. This time we're going to go behind our back. I'm going to grab low. Don't grab any wider than your hip width. So you can go hand to hand or you can go about hip width. Then we're going to take that. We're going to roll our shoulders back, pick our chest up high, and punch our arms straight down. And then we're going to pull those arms away from us. You should feel this opening up your chest and your shoulders. From this position, we're going to start to push our hips back behind us. As we get ourselves lowered down by pushing our hips back, we're going to bring our arms up. Good. Bring those hips back underneath you and the arms down. And you can go ahead and set that strap down. We're finished with our strap. We are going to go back to our chair now. And this time we're going to turn our chair so the seat's facing us. Square up to your chair so your hips are closed off with the chair. And you're going to pick one foot up, toe in the air. Most of us, when we step up, we'll start to let that foot turn for balance or open our hips up for balance. Try not to do that. Try to keep those hips closed and turned into the foot that's up on the chair. From this position, straighten that spine. Push those hips back behind and bring that chest forward. If we're keeping a nice level back, you should get into your hamstring pretty quickly. Whatever you do, don't collapse your spine down into your legs. Stay nice and tall and just bring yourself forward over that leg until you get that tension. Double check when you're nice and tight that those hips are still squared off and they haven't started to cheat open. Close them back off. Good. While you're in this stretch now, take that foot that's up in the chair while your chest is still forward and start to pull it back towards you. If you start to sit back while you pull the foot back, you're going to lose the stretch. So you really got to stay forward and then pull the foot back. Good. Let's bring that hip back up underneath us. Step that foot down and then turn yourself sideways so that same leg we were just using is still facing the chair. And we're going to put it right back up in the same position. So now we're sideways, but our heels up and our toes pointing at the ceiling. And again, we're going to gently push our hips slightly back behind us. And then we're going to lean our body weight towards the leg that's in the chair. So we're going to lean towards the chair while we're upright. That stretch should go right down the inside of your thigh, into your adductors, into the groin muscles. Remember, when we're stretching, we're doing our stretches about 25 to 35 seconds. Give them a good chance to react to what we're doing and give us a more long-term benefit. Good, let's tuck those hips back underneath us. And again, we're gonna bring our foot back down. Turn to face that chair again. We're gonna work that same leg still. This time we're gonna step up and we're gonna step flat like we're stomping that chair. You can bring your hands down to either the arms of your chair or the back of your chair. And I want you to look down at that foot that's on the ground and make sure it's super straight or even heel exaggerated out away from you. But don't let it turn in. So we want that heel straighter out. Once we're there, we're going to drop our hips towards the chair. Notice when I dropped, I postured up tall. I didn't push forward over my knee. I postured right over my foot. My foot's still nice and flat, and I'm sitting up tall. This stretch should now go down the leg that's behind us into the hip flexor. Just like our other stretches, make sure those hips stay squared up. If you like to feel a little bit more, you can push that heel down and away, start to extend that leg. It'll emphasize the stretch. You can also lift the same side arm up to open up down the ribs, the psoas, and into that hip flexor more. Good. From this position, again, hands on the arms of your chair. We're going to pick our hips up, and we're going to push them back behind us. Once they're about as far back as they can go, take your upper body and slide forward over that top leg. Good, hips forward. And we're going to push ourselves off our chair. I'm going to move my chair. You shouldn't have to, only because I like to stay looking at the camera. We're going to switch legs now. So again, squared up, hips squared to that chair. The other leg is finally going to go up in that chair, toe pointing up at the ceiling of the sky. Square those hips off. Push those hips back and bring that chest forward. Is there a magic spot for your hands? No. Why do I put my hands back? I like to pull my shoulders back and posture up. You can also brace off your own thigh. Just remember, the only thing we don't want to create during this is a collapsed spine. Always keep that spine nice and straight. Worry about the hips back and the chest forward. Now, while we're in it, double check that hip again, that it's squared off and it hasn't opened up some. Your hamstring will tell you if it opened up when you go to close it off again. It'll be nice and tight. And from here, let's pull that foot back while we stay chest forward. That should be all kinds of a fun tickle. Good, bring that hip back underneath. Step, turn sideways, same leg we were just working. Right back up in the chair after we're sideways to it. Toes still pointing up. Spine straight, hips back. Lean towards the chair, towards the leg that's up. Good. Tuck those hips back underneath. We'll take that leg down, square back up to your chair. Now step flat. Hands onto the arms or the back. Look down at that foot that's on the ground. Make sure it's straight or exaggerated. Heel out, not toe out. And sink that hip down into the chair. Remember, points of extra emphasis are to push that leg kind of straight and back, or lift up the arm of the leg that's going back, or both. Bring that hand down. Do you think they know they're live on camera all over the country right now? Hi, neighbors on the trails. From here, let's pick those hips up. Let's push those hips back and slide those arms forward. Good. Let's push those hips back forward underneath us. And off and away. All right, before we have a seat and continue on to stretches, I want to do one more from standing. And that's going to be able to get into the peroneals, or if you guys have been out doing a lot of walking, running, hiking, want to take that foot and we're going to let it go to the side. So on the pinky toe edge, and we're going to bend it to the side as much as your ankle will let you. I'm a flexible fellow there, Carol. For a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'll do the splits for you. Good, guys. Let's go ahead and relax that ankle back up and switch to the other foot. Edge of the foot. Rotate it. Just remember, we should always stretch and we can always get better, but some of us, our joints are more flexible than others. So don't ever judge somebody else's flexibility as a goal, because sometimes if you push too hard into it, you're going to hurt yourself, especially in the ankle. I have pretty hyper flexible ankles, so don't judge getting your foot bent as far as mine. Good. Go ahead and relax that. All right, guys, we're going to take that chair now. And Bruce, if you're watching, we're going to do the Bruce Ammerman. We're going to square that around. We're going to have a seat. Here in Tahali Trilogy, Bruce is normally a regular class attendee. He's been joining us online. This is always Bruce's favorite stretch. Just getting to sit down again. I don't disagree. It's a pretty good one, huh? All right. So before we get back into the lower body, let's get a couple upper body stretches. Hopefully you're sitting in a chair that you can grab on. If you have arms on your chair, don't go around it. Go to the inside of your chair and grab the bottom of it. If you don't have something you can grab, that's okay too. Sit forward, and you're going to push that shoulder down and away, thumb side up, do the same thing. We're going to grab, it's a little bit easier here. We're going to take that free hand and we're going to hang it away from us. And then while we hold on, we're going to lean away from where we're hanging. That should pull our shoulder down and start to tighten it up in here. We're going to take our free hand and we're going to go up over our head while we're leaning, and we're going to pull our ear down towards the lean or towards our shoulder. Good, relax that. So I'm going to keep my lean on. I'll let go of my head, and I'm going to turn my head towards the arm that was just holding on. Now I'm going to reach up and grab the back of my head, and I'm going to pull my chin down towards the ground or towards my shoulder. This is another one where we still need to keep our spine upright and be sitting into that tall mode as we lean to the side. Don't ooze and collapse down, or you're not going to get into this stretch very well. Good. Let's pick that head back up, sit up tall. Release the hand holding on the chair, and let's switch to the other side. Grab a hold, other arms down and away as we lean away and let this shoulder relax and get pulled down tight. Then take that free hand up over your head, and while we're leaning, pull our ear down into that lean. Good. Relax the hand off the head. Turn that chin away. Grab the back of the head. Pull it down towards that lean. Good. Relax that head back up and release that hand down. All right. Right arm out, thumb pointing towards the sky. Bring it across your chest. Take your left hand or your forearm above the elbow and pull your upper arm into your chest. Check that you're not shrugging up by your ear. Pull that shoulder down in as you're pulling it tight into your chest. Good. We're going to take that arm. We're going to bring it out again. We're going to flip our hand over and bring it out in front of us, palm up. Take your free hand, grab a hold of all four fingers, and pull back. So straighten that arm forward and pull the wrist back behind you. Release your fingers, flip the hand over and let it hang. Take that free hand again. Don't grab your fingers anymore. Grab the back of your hand and pull the back of your hand back. Good. Relax that hand. Let it down. We're going to go to the other hand out. Bring it across the chest. Hug it in at the elbow. Good. Again, making sure your shoulders tuck down in and you're not shrugged up by your ear. Are you waving at me? Good, guys. Arm out. Flip palm up in front. Grab those fingers. Pull them back. Straightening that arm forward as you pull the fingers back. Relax that hand. Flip it over and let it hang down. Grab the hand, not the fingers. Pull the hand back. Good. Go and release that hand and down. Now, if you're in a chair and you have been sitting forward, I want you to scoot back in your chair for this one. If you have a normal back chair, this is going to work. If you have a high back chair, you're going to have difficulty doing this. You could do it standing up if you want, or you could just wait on this particular stretch. But we're going to take our arms, we're going to come up, we're going to lean back, and as we lean back, we're going to let those arms reach behind and circle around forward. We're going to sit up and come back up to it. We're going to lean, stretch behind, and let them open around in a circle. You should feel that opening your chest, probably some stretch in your stomach. Let's do one more. Up and back, stretching overhead. Let those arms drop and roll around to the front. Good. We're going to slide forward again. This time we're going to pick up that foot. I'm going to cross ankle over knee again. From this position, sit up as tall as you can. Hands on that shin. And we're going to pull our chest through. Don't pull yourself down. Pull yourself up and through. Again, this will be the second time we're getting in the piriformis today. Different way to do it. Some people that might have had difficulty on the other, this one might make more sense. Good. Relax yourself back a little bit, and we're going to take our shoulders, and we're going to turn and rotate towards the knee that's up. You can use your hands for this. I actually take my outside arm, and I scoop underneath my knee, and I grab my hand, and I pull back up. You can also grab your forearm or whatever you want, but I'm going to pull this knee up into my chest. Back up, beat, beat, beat. Good. We're going to relax that one down and uncross the leg. Let's switch, other leg. Again, once you get that leg crossed, then you're going to posture up straight. Depending on how tight your hip is, that may be leaning backwards just to get your back straight, and that's okay too. But we don't want to be hunched over. So get that posture up straight, and then when you're straight, you can pull your chest through the opening, keeping that spine straight. Don't collapse down towards your shin. Think about going up and through, up and through. You're like the front of an old pirate ship with the mermaid arcing up and out. We want to be straight and tall. Good. Relax the pressure off. Rotate those shoulders into the knee. Outside arm. Scoops that knee up. And we hug it up into our chest, and we want to sit up tall when we do so. Good. Let's relax that. Uncross our legs. Now I want to take those feet and I want to step them out wide, outside of the legs of the chair. And we're going to lean forward onto our forearms. I'm going to start with my left hand, and I'm going to put my left hand on the inside of my thigh. And then I'm going to push. So part of it's going to push my knee away, but the other part's going to push my body away until I can get my arm locked out completely. I want it nice and straight. Turn your wrist however is most comfortable, but inside of the thigh pushing away. And then I'm going to bring that shoulder forward and drop it down in. We're going to get back into the adductors, and you're also going to open up some ribs with the rotation and shoulder drop. Let's pick that up. Transition back to the forearm there. And now I'm going to take my right hand on the inside of the leg, push the knee away, and push my body away until that arm's locked out. Bring that shoulder forward and drop it down. So as I drop, I'm actually kind of twisting to my left to help that shoulder drop. First and foremost, we want the inside thigh stretch. Secondly, if we get a little of those ribs opening up while we're twisting, that's also great. Good, let's bring that back up and in. Now bring your feet in just a little bit so they're not quite so wide. We're going to bring ourselves forward and down. You can start by just trying to get those fingertips towards the ground. After that, if you want to increase your stretch, you're going to take your hands and go under your chair. You can even grab the legs of your chair and pull more into the stretch if you need it. Then put those hands back on the ground in front of you and push your shoulder blades up and around your upper back. Good. Now let's roll ourselves back up. We're getting right near the end. We're going to stand back up out of our chair. Good. So we're going to take up. You won't be on camera if you come just in front of the TV. And we're going to go down and we're going to scoop. As you scoop, I want you to take the biggest breath you can. Fill that chest up, lift the ribs high, open it all up with air, and we're going to push it all out and exhale. From here, I want you to take that left hand, and we're going to open. My right hand's going to stay pointing at you, and I'm going to open my shoulders all the way up with a big breath. So I'm twisting away, opening up, and I'm going to exhale back to middle. And let's do that with the right hand. And exhale. Now let's go up. And you can lean back as well. Hopefully those ribs are full of air. We're going to exhale all the way to the ground and scoop up air again. And out. And left. And out. Right. And out. And last one up. And back. Let's hold this one. Hold that breath. Fill those lungs. 3, 2, and exhale it out. Well, I hope you guys feel really good. I hope you're nice and limber. Jumping into your weekend, jumping into your Friday afternoon. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And I hope you feel great. So thanks for joining us today on Stretch Class, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Gentle Fitness. All right, bye now.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Carol.
There were lots of stretches in there that I had